everyone. Welcome back to Presley Mania. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Rhonda, and this channel is all about preserving the legacy of Lisa Marie Presley and Elvis Presley. That means that we delve into things that are going on currently in the news, and also we talk about things in their past and remember their lives. But we have been spending quite a bit of time going over some lawsuits that have been happening between Priscilla Presley and Bridget Kruse. There are two of them right now in that area. Bridget filed a suit against Priscilla Presley in Florida for basically a breach of contract. They had started some businesses together. And then Priscilla filed what I call a retaliatory lawsuit against Bridget Kruse, claiming elder abuse. I can't even. I just cannot. Against Bridget Kruse for some of the things she claims that have been done to her. And then there is one other suit. There is a filing that has been made against Bridget Kruse and her company GWS Auctions from Elvis Presley Enterprises and Graceland Holdings. Okay, but today I want to talk about an article that came out from Tony Ortega in the Underground Bunker. Bridget has reached out to some YouTube content creators. She is now reaching out to Tony Ortega, and she obviously wants her story out there. Now, for those of you who watch my channel on a regular basis, you know that I am not a Priscilla fan, and I would more than anything love to see her called on the carpet for the things that she did to Elvis and the things that she did to Lisa Marie Presley. I do not feel like Priscilla is an up-and-up person. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean I'm on Team Bridget either, okay? I feel like there is enough shade being thrown between both of them that I don't feel like either one of them are completely innocent. And I'm going to delve into this article that was written by Tony Ortega. And for those of you who do not know who he does a lot of work on Scientology issues. He tries to shed a light on all of the bad dealings that they do and the cult things they do. They're not a good organization, not by any stretch of the imagination. And so he does articles. He also has a YouTube show, so you can follow him as well. And I think many of you probably do. There is another YouTube content creator, Aaron, who does Growing Up in Scientology, and he has covered part of this article as well. His take on it is completely different from mine. So let's get into it, shall we? The title of the article is Tired of Priscilla Presley's Lies, Bridget Kruse to Reveal the Truth About Everything. And this reads to me like a story that Bridget Kruse wrote and submitted to Tony Ortega. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. But you'll see as I start reading parts of it, okay? So, this is how it opens. Here's the reason Bridget Kruse is about to stun the world with all that she knows. It was April Fool's Day 2 years ago, and Bridget Kruse was trying to keep the chaos in her Central Florida home under some semblance of control. About 40 people were in her house for the birthday party of her 10-year-old daughter, and between the face painters and balloon artists, the screaming kids, and the other moms she had just met who were looking over her things and quietly assessing her, Bridget was barely holding it together. Okay, you see what I mean here? And was she not holding it together because of what? At this time, she was still the power of attorney for Priscilla Presley, so nothing had gone down yet. Okay. And then the doorbell rang. We had this large foyer. I was talking to some of the moms and the doorbell rang and I wondered who it was, Bridget remembers. She opened the door and it was a courier, a woman, asking for Bridget Kruse. She wanted her to sign for a letter, but Bridget had learned recently to be wary and said she didn't want to sign anything. The letter carrier shrugged. It's okay. You don't have to sign for it. Here, she said, and handed over the piece of mail. With the birthday party going on loudly behind her and the moms in her foyer wondering what was going on, Bridget took in who the letter was addressed to. Lisa M. Presley, deceased. And I want y'all to see this. There is a copy. Can you see that? Mailed to Lisa M. Presley, deceased. Can you see it? And that's part of this article. The address under the name was in California. The letter was from the Internal Revenue Service, and it was a notice of a federal tax lien. Bridget had to look at the amount. Bridget had to look twice at the amount, which was lacking a comma and looked like too many digits strung together. It was $607,518.43. The lien attaches to all property you currently own and to all property you may acquire in the future. It also may damage your credit rating and hinder your ability to obtain additional credit, the letter warned. But the person it was warning, Lisa Marie Presley, had died tragically just 2 months before in Los Angeles. Why was the tax bill for more than $500,000, which threatened to seize Lisa Marie Presley's property, being delivered to a Florida mom at her home while she was having a birthday party for her 10-year-old daughter? Again, see what I'm saying? Bridget knew who to ask about it. So I'm going to read this little bit and then we're going to talk some. After making an excuse to her guests about getting a notice from the county on a construction project, she couldn't tell them what was really going on. She pulled up Riley Keough's number in her phone and typed out a text message, managing to keep what was going on from her guests and without interrupting the party. Flip the page again. I hate to send this on a beautiful Saturday, she wrote to Lisa Marie's daughter, a successful actress who lived in Los Angeles. But we really need authority from you to deal with the IRS. I was served again today during my daughter's birthday party. Bridget noted that this was a new $600,000 debt she hadn't seen before. She went on to describe for Riley that her home had been full of Southern women that already don't trust me because I'm from LA. Okay, I'm sorry, but I kind of take offense to that. I am a Southern woman. I don't judge people because they're from one part of the country or another. That doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. So that kind of bothers me a little bit. Riley texted back, seemingly apologetic. I'm sorry you were served with this. That's so bizarre. So sorry for any inconvenience, she said. My team is in the process of working on all of this, and they are aware of all of the IRS issues. They're totally on top of it and said it will all be handled soon. It had been a traumatic few weeks for Riley since the death of her mother, of course, but it had also been a bewildering time for Bridget Kruse, more than 2,000 miles away from Florida. Okay, we're going to stop right there for right now. Okay, let's talk about some things. First of all, I cannot figure out for the life of me how Bridget Kruse was served, or not served, but given a letter on Lisa Marie Presley's tax debt. Maybe because they had found out somehow that she was Priscilla's power of attorney, but why not send it to Priscilla? Why not send it to Riley? Did they just send out several letters to random people hoping that it would get in the right hands? I'm not real sure, but that seems very odd to me, especially coming from the Internal Revenue Service. Um, the way that Bridget describes the birthday party, and all of this, I feel like this is all just trying to paint a picture, flattering to her. And the fact that she said she had to look twice at the amount because it was for $607,518.43. And then she goes and she talks about the lien and that it attaches to current property you own, which I would assume would include Graceland, and any property you might acquire in the future. Why did you have to spread that dirt about Lisa? We all know she had IRS tax problems. We know that. But is this vendetta not against just her and Priscilla? Why bring Lisa into it? And if you recall at the very beginning when we were talking about this letter, it says, let's see, have I got to that part yet? No, I haven't got to that part yet. But she goes on to say here in a little bit that she was super close with Lisa's mother, Priscilla, Riley's grandmother, and that she was practically a member of the family herself, involved closely in the private lives of Lisa's ex-husband, Michael Lockwood, his daughters, Harper and Finley, and Priscilla's son, Navarone. Okay. She doesn't say a word about Lisa Marie. Not one single word. So that leaves my imagination to go roaming. Okay. She mentioned she was close to everybody but Lisa Marie. So then, why is she being sent Lisa Marie's tax debt? Okay. I'm sure there is a logical explanation for this. I just don't know what it is. She reaches out to Riley, and Riley, who has been named executor, basically, of Lisa's trust and all of those things, which we'll get into a little bit more later, said she knows all about it. She knows all about the IRS problems. They're on top of it. They're dealing with it. But this wasn't the first one Bridget got. Did you catch that? She said, we really need authority from you to deal with the IRS. I was served again today. I was served again today during my daughter's party. So this isn't the first time she's been served. Could it be that maybe the IRS thought, okay, since she is now Priscilla's power of attorney, and Priscilla, they are thinking Priscilla is a co-trustee or a trustee of Lisa's trust, that maybe that would be the best way to do it. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. But why would Bridget be answering for Lisa's IRS problems? Just because you're Priscilla's power of attorney doesn't mean that you're Lisa's. Think about that a minute. Okay, so let's dig back into it. All right, so we talked about how that Bridget had become close to Michael Lockwood and practically a member of the family herself, and that she's involved closely in the private lives of Lisa's ex-husband Michael, his daughters Harper and Finley. That sticks in my craw just a little bit. They were Lisa's daughters as well, okay? And Priscilla's son Navarone. Well, put that feather in your cap, Bridget. They had all come to rely so closely on Bridget in business and personal matters. Priscilla had signed over power of attorney and role of co-trustee of her trust to the Florida mom just prior to Lisa's unexpected death. Okay, that was Priscilla. It wasn't Lisa. Okay, then it goes on. In January, Priscilla had stunned the public by filing a court action challenging a 2016 amendment in Lisa's will that removed her as co-trustee of Lisa's estate and replaced her with Riley. Okay, let's make a comment on that right now. Bridget helped her put that suit together. Okay? If she's as close to Harper and Finley and the Presley clan, and she feels like that she needed to, that she's all up above board and all that stuff, she knew good and well that Riley had been appointed as trustee by her mother of Lisa's trust. But yet, she's going to do Priscilla's bidding and go ahead and get a suit going for her against her granddaughter? I don't see, that doesn't paint Bridget in a good light to me. Why didn't you say, no, I'm not going to do that? Was she getting pressure from Michael Lockwood too? Was she handling some of his business affairs? He wanted some of the piece of pie that he thought was going to be coming to him because of Harper and Finley? What is that? What is this about? Whose assets and who are you really looking out for? Are you looking out for yourself? Are you looking out for Priscilla? A combination of both? This raises flags to me. But if the public was surprised, Bridget had long known about the complex issues between Priscilla and Lisa. At that time, I was Priscilla's most trusted person in the world, Bridget says. Everything I did, she instructed me to do, no matter if it was 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. I was always on call. Anyone that knows Priscilla knows that no one tells her what to do. But if you know it's wrong, your moral compass should kick in and you should say, no, I'm not going to do this. But then things changed. 5 days before Priscilla and her son were set to receive their funds from the settlement from Lisa's trust, Bridget was terminated after working thousands of hours, which included working from a hospital bed after major surgery. Okay. I have no doubt that Bridget worked many long hours trying to get this stuff all put together for Priscilla. But my question still goes back to why do it if you know it's wrong? Instead of Priscilla firing her, why didn't she just quit? She still had her company, GWS Auctions. But is there more to it that we don't know? Today, Bridget Kruse and Priscilla Presley are suing each other in Florida and California, and Bridget has been targeted by other lawsuits and negative press stories about her work with Elvis Presley memorabilia. Much of it is inaccurate, she says, and calculated to destroy her reputation. Even basic facts like how she met Priscilla, the public has wrong, Bridget says. It wasn't because Priscilla needed help auctioning off Elvis memorabilia, but something else entirely, which she is ready to share. Well, I'm anxious to hear that story. Bridget said she felt comfortable talking to us because we've been covering these lawsuits. She says she's had enough of the lies about her, which have hurt her reputation and her children. Okay, I realize that it could very possibly hurt her reputation, and I hate that any child would be brought into the middle of all of this. But I just don't see other children of 12 years old and, younger being in the loop about their mother's business and giving them a hard time about it. Unless it's adults that are targeting the kids. I don't know. I hate to... let's see. So let me get over here. So... I got on the wrong page. It's time, she says, that Bridget Kruse sets the record straight, and not with rumors or allegations, but with receipts. gathered as a formerly trusted inner member of the tight-knit Presley clan and witness to its internal turmoil and after the death of Lisa Marie. I have texts, emails, documents, video, audio. I have everything, she says. I don't doubt that she has a lot of things. She sent over a few other documents and some texts, so Tony Ortega has seen some things, and describes some of what else she has. From what we can tell, it's a stunning collection and will produce numerous bombshells when she makes it public, including the identity of the grandchild of Elvis and Priscilla living in Florida today that Bridget referred to in her lawsuit. Okay, let's stop right there and talk about this. There is a lot of speculation on what is going on and who this grandchild is. According to Aaron, it's not a grandchild, but a great-grandchild. He says that it was well known in the Scientology circles that when John Travolta and his wife, Kelly Preston, when their child died, that Riley donated an egg to them. And Aaron says that Lisa Marie was quite open about it. So in the Scientology circles, everyone already knows. Okay. They're saying grandchild. Is it grandchild? Is it great-grandchild? I don't really know. Aaron didn't seem to think it was that big of a deal, but I can tell you as an Elvis fan, Benjamin is now gone, okay? And there is no other male, not heir, but, another male grandchild attached to Elvis. And I can guarantee you that the world's eyes are going to be all over him, trying to compare him to Elvis. They did that to Ben all the time. And Lisa even said he was so much like his grandfather that it was almost eerie, So I'm like, are you holding this over Priscilla's head because you're hoping if you reveal it, or if you have the threat of revealing it, that maybe she'll settle on these suits? Are you doing it to be vindictive? Because if this is John Travolta and Kelly's child, what if he doesn't know? What if he doesn't know that in real life his grandfather is Elvis Presley and his grandmother is Priscilla? I don't know. But it could change his life forever. Now, Kelly Preston's gone, but John Travolta doesn't have to submit to anything. DNA, anything like that. His child, any of that, because it's his child. But that was if Riley did donate her egg, or even if Lisa donated an egg, that was a gift. And that is private between them. Between the parties that were associated with that. It is none of our business. Why bring this up? Why hurt an innocent child? I don't understand why Bridget would do that. To me, it's wrong. It's just flat wrong. And I'm really not happy about it. Because I worry about this child and his future and what this will do to him. And I wonder what her motives are for doing it. Is it to try to hold it over her head, or is it not? Or is it just to get back at her because she has something on her? I don't know. And like I've said, Priscilla is so not innocent. Neither one of them are, in my opinion. I don't doubt for 1 minute that Bridget's been through it with her. I don't, because we've seen the evidence on other people that Priscilla have dealt with. But it doesn't change the fact that your moral compass should be set to a point to where you're not allowed to be manipulated by somebody else. Okay? Let's go on with the article. Bridget tells us she's putting together a video series to reveal what she knows. She's giving us some access to what it's going to contain, and we will be helping her make things public. I'm ready to tell the world the whole truth, what really happened, she says. We told her that she may be facing some serious blowback when the news of her project goes public. She said she was undaunted by that prospect. There's so much that I know. I'm going to hang my hat on the truth. I can't handle the lies anymore, she says. I have nothing left to lose. Well, I believe that she has gone through it. And I believe that she is sick of the lies. And in some regards, you know, I wouldn't want to be involved in it. But she set herself up when she became friends with Priscilla Presley. Priscilla has a reputation. Maybe Bridget didn't know it when she first got involved. But she certainly does now. And I bet she's wishing she would have never, ever crossed that line with her. There was also, we also have the documents on Priscilla's declaration in the Florida lawsuit. This video has already gone almost 30 minutes, so I'm not sure I'm going to get into that. I think we're going to save this for next week. But it talks about in here some boxes in Priscilla's declaration that Bridget took and moved. They moved them from a storage facility. A storage facility in California to Bridget's home in Florida. And I can't wait to get into all of this with you guys next week, because I have some major questions regarding what was in those boxes. I don't know. This is just my thoughts on what's going on from this article. I wanted to talk about it first because it seems to be what everybody's talking about right now. I knew about that Bridget was trying to put something together to come out and publicly smear Priscilla. And I want to hear the dirt. I do want to hear the dirt. But I have questions. I have so many questions of Bridget and Priscilla. And am anxious to hear what all is going to go down with this. But like I said before, this is just, it's like they're blackmailing each other, you know. And here's the thing. If you have got all of these things on Priscilla, why are you putting Lisa's dirt out there about the IRS issues? Why is that even pertinent? Why do we need to know that? Just dish on Priscilla. Just dish on what you got on her, okay? I don't think that we need to know about Lisa's things. And I don't really feel like that it's any of our business about something private that was done between either Riley and Lisa and this grandchild, if indeed it is Travolta's son. Do we really need to know about that? I would rather just hear the dirt about Priscilla. Can you not talk about that because of the lawsuit? But if you can't talk about it because of the lawsuit, could she be doing damage by talking about these other things? Is that why she's doing it? I don't know. But it is a very deep web, isn't it? It's like Elvis's song, How the Web Was Woven. Because there are spider webs going out all over the place. I'm telling you for sure. So anyway. Well, if you like what you saw here and you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Be sure and hit the like button. And thank you all so very much for being here and watching. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. And remember, you only get one shot at this life, so live each day to the fullest because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Hope to see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.